Hola clase. Today we are going to talk about if clauses, the conditional, and the conditional perfect. Las cláusulas con sí. Muy bien. How do we form the conditional? Let's talk about the basic structures of the Spanish language first. Number one, we use the same stem as the future tense. This will normally be the infinitive with the added ending. Ia, ias, ia, íamos, iais, ian. Muy bien. Pretty easy. Let's look at these three regular verbs I've placed in the conjugation box below. Hablar, comer, and vivir. We just take the entire infinitive and add on the ending. Hablaría, hablarías, hablaría, hablaríamos, and so on and so forth. Same thing with comer, comería, comeríamos, etc., etc. It's really pretty simple. We do need to talk about the irregulars, though. We have the irregular future verb stems. Verbs with irregular future and conditional verb stems follow below. What I recommend, make flashcards. You're going to need to make flashcards to remember these. We have decir, haber, hacer, poder, poner, querer, saber, salir, tener, valer, venir. And over on the right side, all we do is add that stem that's in yellow to our ending, the ia, ias, ia, íamos. Okay, that's not too bad. How do we use the conditional? That's a really good question. There are 4 distinct ways in which the conditional is used in Spanish. Let's look at each way and examples to follow. Number 1, we use it to indicate future time within the past. For example, dije ayer que lo haríamos hoy. Yesterday I said that we would do it today. And the same idea could be expressed with the imperfect of ir plus a plus the infinitive. For example, dije ayer que lo íbamos a hacer hoy. Yesterday I said that we were going to do it today. So we have the preterite plus a future event. Okay, so look at how that's constructed. We're indicating future time within the past. Muy bien. Number 2, we use it to indicate conjecture or probability in past time. Let's look at that. ¿Dónde estaría Julia anoche? Where do you think Julia was last night? Where could she have been? I don't know. The answer could be estaría en casa. She was probably at home, or she would have been at home. Okay, muy bien. Número 3. We use it to indicate a softening in a request. Let's look at the 3 different ways to ask for something. Quiero dinero. I want money. Forceful, harsh, present tense. Let's look at it with the conditional tense. Quería dinero. I would like money. Less harsh, expresses what you would like to happen. And let's look at it with the imperfect subjunctive. Quisiera dinero. I would really like money if possible. It's a polite wish, almost. Okay, número 4. We use it to indicate something hypothetical in the present or future time. Let's look at that. Yo viajaría a China mañana si pudiera. I would go to China tomorrow if I were able to. This is expressing an unreal situation or something that's contrary to the fact, because I know that I cannot travel to China tomorrow. Excelente. Hola, China. Ciao, China. The conditional perfect, let's talk about that one. It mainly expresses something unreal or hypothetical in past time. What do I mean by that? Let's look at how we form it first. The conditional perfect is formed by using the conditional forms of the helping verb haber with the past participle. There's haber, a very, very popular and heavily used word in Spanish. Habría, habrías, habría, habríamos, habríais, habrían. Okay? Plus, we use the past participle. And I included 3 different verbs, hablar, comer, y vivir. Okay? and you can see them conjugated out on the right. So it literally means I would have spoken, I would have eaten, I would have lived. That's the little formula we use. Hey, this is easy. This one is not hard at all. Let's look at some of the conditions in which we use these. In Spanish, certain conditions are viewed as possible to happen and therefore must take the indicative. Let's look at real conditions. For example, si ella viene mañana, iremos al cine. Or, si nieva mucho, podré esquiar. If she comes tomorrow, we will go to the movies. Or, if it snows a lot, I'll be able to ski. Both of the above sentences are expressing conditions that the speaker believes may come to pass. Many times, Spanish speakers use a certain expression to convey special meaning. There are no hypothesis suggesting words that are used here, and the past tense is not used here to refer to a present time situation. So we know the speaker believes these events may occur. Muy bien. And notice also how the indicative is used in the first part of the sentence. Si ella viene, no dice si ella venga. That's not correct. Si nieva mucho, indicative, present tense. Let's look at unreal conditions. An unreal condition is one that the speaker views as unlikely to happen or completely hypothetical. For example, present or future unreal situations. Si yo fuera rico, compraría un avión. If I were rich, I would buy an airplane. But I know I'm not rich, and I know I can't buy an airplane. Sometimes this is referred to as daydreaming. Or it also refers to past situations that are unreal. For example, si la hubiera visto, habría dicho algo. If I had seen it, I would have said something, but I didn't see it, so therefore I didn't say anything. These are unreal, hypothetical situations. Okay, reminders and tips here. The present subjunctive is not used after C, after the C clause, like we talked about before, and that seems counterintuitive to us English speakers because we think it's sort of an unknown event and we want to put the present subjunctive in there, but with the C clause, we do not. Okay, let's look at the formation real quick. We have our if clause plus a main clause, and we look at the time frame. Okay, so C plus imperfect subjunctive plus the conditional. And when we're talking about the present or future, let's look at an example. That was very confusing. Si hablaras, te creería. If you were to speak, he would believe you. Let's say you were in class and you got in trouble with your teacher, and your friend next to you taps you on the shoulder and she says, come on, if you were to speak, he would believe you. We're talking about today. And it could even refer to a future event. But what happens if we use si plus the past perfect subjunctive plus the conditional perfect, talking in the past? Let's look at that. Si hubieras hablado, te habría creído. If you had spoken, he would have believed you. So it could have been the next day, your friend taps you on the shoulder and something had happened yesterday in class. And so she's saying, if you had spoken, he would have believed you. Excelente, muy bien. Chao, chicos y chicas.